Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for Monday, December the 19th. And just to let you know that we'll probably be taking a week off over Christmas. Marcy will send out an email. So we'll probably wrap up on Thursday, Wednesday night or something of that nature. I will keep abreast of the markets, and if I need to put out a video, well, then I will. It will just be a video to keep us in touch with what's actually going on at the moment. So with the DAX on the daily chart here, we can count up as 1 and 2 here and 3 up here, which also leaves it as wave C up here. Now we've got to we're trying to figure out with the S&P are we going to be bullish or bearish, and we need a little bit more information for that as well. In this instance here, we can count 5 waves down. Well, not quite just yet, but we'll end up getting 5 waves down, I'm sure. Then we'll have an ABC correction moving back up, and then we have another 5 down. Now we can have it as wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then push up to wave 5. That's possible. However, any move under this move here, then we'll be looking at a bearish move at that point. So what we need to do is we need to look at being bearish also, or being short rather, in this little space over here on this rally here. We talked about being short in here somewhere, and yeah, so you'll need to cover those down at this point. Let's just cut straight through to the 100 ticks, and we'll just focus on this little area in here for this. It's probably a good idea to have a look at the S&P video as well, and the STOXX video, the US stocks, because they're quite bearish, you know. Okay, so let's just work out this here. So I believe we're in a wave 4 here with an A and a B wave. Because this is in 3 waves here, this move here, we should see 5 waves up here of 1 and 2 here. I think this is all the 3rd, so there'll be some sort of 4th and 5th. It can move up to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. It could stretch up there, so just be mindful of that. But we still need another low here. This particular I think I might just use, well, actually I'll just copy this one here for the 3.8. That's the main number in this area, and of course we've got group 2 within all of that as well. Now let's just, from the top here, you can adjust this, of course. So once you find the low in here of wave 5, then we can look for a, same as the US markets really, the 50-60% retracement level, as an A and a B and a C wave up here. Now I can look at this low in different ways. We can look at it as an A wave, and we can also look at it as wave 1 here. So either one of these will be fine at this point. Doesn't really matter that much. So tomorrow we'll be looking at, we should have we should be sort of over here with this, you know. If you're long at this point, short here at this point, then you'll need to look to cover here. So it's probably a good idea to anywhere. I mean, normally you're probably out of it anyway if you're in that. So and the other one is really just to always take some around the 3rd, 4th wave here. It just takes a bit of pressure off you. And our focus will be on this one over here, the A wave, the B and the C wave here, and then we should be coming down again at that point. So we should be able to turn this box green at this point and look to get a small position. You don't have to bet a big amount on that. We can pull that curtain down a bit just in case it doesn't get there. Now as a wave 2, it should be swift here, so it should be 5 waves, 3 waves and 5 waves. So if you can work out the 5 waves here, that would be fantastic. Otherwise it should be quite slow in the 3rd, 4th wave up here, so we'll end up getting the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th wave, and it'll become slow, and then the first wave down will be a sharp drop down, and then the retest at that point, you know. So that's where you can look to to short under that under that point. So I'll just remove all of this here, but that's what we'll be looking at tomorrow. We don't need these little dudes in here. They've done their job. What else don't we need? Don't need these. Too many objects on the chart. Just bear with me a second. I just want to clear some of these up as well. That will do for the time being. So that's pretty much it, really. This will be the same as the US market, so it's all pretty same, you know. And the stock 50 will be the same as well. We've either got wave C up here or we've got wave 3. If we've got wave 3, we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. This is the 38.2% retracement level, so we don't really want to see it moving too far past or around the, you know, the 37 as a nice support once we finish, because this will also be the same as the DAX. You know, we'll have a little wave 4 here somewhere, could pull up to this other little consolidation here somewhere, and then down here for the 5th wave, and then the ABC pattern here for wave B or 2, and then normally we'll just sort of nip the low out there on that, but anywhere below this one here, and then we'll know that we're bearish at that point. So this is what we've got to figure out with all of this, you know. I mean, the bearish side of it, there's a good case for the bearish side, especially when I'm looking at Apple and Amazon and so on. You know, they look just pretty bearish at this point. And yeah, but you know, calling a top in and trading against that, we just need to be a little bit careful. You know, I mean, we can play our part in parts of the trend, but you know, to call it bearish, we need to move past an A and a B and a C wave, at least a 5-3-5 structure, and then we can call it bearish. So we will be shorting, you know, like the DAX really, and we can have a closer look at this too at this point. We can trade this down, and we'll just see how it goes. You know, we'll see if it's fast. That will tell us it's the 3rd wave, and if it's slower and lazier than the A wave here, because the A waves are normally quick, then we know that we've got a 4th wave at that point, and we'll need to see where the US dollar is. So we'll check on that when we get when we get up here with this. At the moment, the US dollar is still pushing up a little bit, so that will help push this down. And the FTSE's a bit the same, really. But in this case here, it's quite interesting, really, because this sharp spike here in the US markets, that's a bit of a top. Here, you know, I could look at it as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. As an A wave here, I don't get 5 waves here, by the way. I get 1, 2, and 3 here. So I'm thinking that we just need to be a little bit careful. This could also be the same as the others, as 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and coming down for 5 here. So don't need to do anything at this particular, the same thing as well as C wave or wave 3 up here and a wave 4 that we could put over here and all of that. So just on the, I'm just going to go to 100 ticks because we're on 5,000 at this point. So I'll just leave all of these, but I will bring them across a little bit. They could come in handy. Bring these across a bit further. So in this case here, I was just looking at it, just shooting the breeze really, just sort of, because in here I can count it as 3 waves in here. So we've got 1 and 2 in here with 5 waves in here, then 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for the 3rd, 4th and 5th in here. So that's all there is. So to look at it as wave 1, 2, 3, 4 here, of course there's overlap in all of that, but I'm just looking at, just keeping an eye on it, you know, because I've got to kind of bring it into the fold. I mean, I could count it differently. I could count it as 1 and, you know, I can't count it as 1 and 2. I've got to count it as an A wave and a B wave. So this is why I think that it's this here. In terms of this pattern here, we've got, well, that wave 1 can go over here as an ABC for wave 2, and then all of this here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for 1 and 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th, 5th. So there's an extra little jiggle here for this, but it won't be going too far past this number here. We've got this one as well, and then group 1, and they're the levels at this point anyway. So nothing really to do here either. I reckon we'll just let this finish off, and then it's this one over here that we'll focus on. let's get a grip on what this one is, see how far this comes up, this ABC. Even, yeah, let's just wait for that, I think. And the US dollar to the indices. So if it looks like, I mean, currently we could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave to here. But if this top gets taken out here, which it just popped up there today, which I think it will, as I mentioned in one of the other videos this morning, then we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. And if we just take that top out there, then it gives us a bigger structure, because at the moment, as I mentioned, we can look at it as an ABC to this point. But taking this top out here, well, that basically lifts it up another degree as well at this point, you know. It could be just the A wave here and a B wave here and a C wave up here. But the point being is that there'll be further to go with all of this. It's not going to finish like that, you know. And yeah, so that means that while this is going up, the indices are going to go further down. Well, we kind of know that anyway, and that means that the euro and the pound will end up moving down as well. So we can look at the euro US the same as we can do with the DAX as wave 3 or wave C. So we're either going to get the 38.2% retracement level is down here. So this trend line coming through here, this trend line was basically just off the bottom here, you know. But normally when it breaks out of an Elliott Wave trend channel, then it's normally a wave 3. So we're kind of hopeful a little bit. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. But like I say, trading against the trend is a little bit tricky. So yeah, so in this particular instance here, we've got a little 5 waves here and a correction, and this, we'll just see how it develops. We should be coming down further. How it comes down, I'm not quite sure. I don't really see a good trade set up here at the moment, but we do have a nice clean 5 here. So it looks like a small A, B and C wave down here that's not finished down here yet, but still got a bit more up here and down a bit. I'm not going to worry about it too much at this particular point. We'll just see what it looks, see if the A wave is in 3 waves or 5 waves. If it's in 3 waves, well, then it can be part of wave 4. 5 waves can be part of wave 4 too, but it can also lead into wave 1 at that point too. So that will be interesting to see. So we should see further downside here for that. The pound is a little bit different. We've got that nice clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. Now we could have it, I can see how we could stretch it out a bit further. So it's possible for this to have a rally and then come down here first and then have the B wave back up here for that, and then down at this point. So I'm not quite sure which is the low here. I was just taking it at face value. We could use this one here, but I think that any sort of movement up into the 123 area, and we can look for a short trade down here. Obviously you're trading against the trend, so in that case you would halve your position size at that point, because we don't have the wind in the sails at this point. If we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and then we had an ABC, well then we have that wind in our sails. We have that 5 waves behind us that will push us down further. We don't have that, so we need to be very careful, and trading less in 4th waves and unconfirmed counter trends against the main trend here is you know, is a reasonable call. So that will be that. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.